sir. Thanks for that introduction, and thank you everyone, especially to organizers. So let's quickly zip through these. This can be skipped, and we come to the broad process of how bioethanol, which I'll be focusing on, is made, and we all know that comes from agri residues of all kinds. Different parts of the world have different kinds of resources of biomass. India, of course, is also an agrarian economy and has lots of pockets all around, which are diverse the way culturally we are. But then we are rich on that resource. We are sitting on that landmine. So a speaker in the morning was saying that yesterday's emphasis was on bioenergy. And while countries are now, getting out of certain areas of the world, I think India, as far as our fossil exploration or improvement is that area is only moving marginally. So rural development, getting our bioenergy resources could be the next big landmine. Of course, ethanol is the first mother step, after which, of course, chemicals happen, and a whole bio-based economy can take shape in few years. But ethanol, of course, is a technology which is already commercialized. We are, of course, are one of the largest consumers of ethanol. In the transport sector, later, of course, we will also supplement the portable ethanol sector. But then we also produce, the process of producing bioethanol co-produces pellets of the lignin component. So sometimes there's a myth around that cellulose will come in and cellulosic ethanol will come in. It has a higher monetization. Will it come and kill the cogeneration industry, the electricity industry? It will not, because both these platforms will coexist. For a modular bioethanol refinery or a plant, if 60,000 tons of bioethanol is produced, another 60,000 tons of high quality lignin pellets are also produced. Now this slide is basically pictures of real plants which are there up and running around the world. These pictures are important because there was always this myth around that this is some fancy fuel, this technology is yet to commercialize, the enzymes are expensive, the feedstock issues are there, they are there in certain countries. But here are pictures of plants which are up and running and producing. And yes, of course, we supply to most of them. And there is a guesstimate of around another 50 plants which are at different stages of development right now around the world. Quick one on the, all right, let's skip this because this is already covered. This basically says that India is probably lagging, whereas other countries, other regions have taken a leap further ahead. This slide is important because this talks of the correlation between the support provided by the governments and how the advancement of the commercialization of the technology has taken place. US, of course, we know has the traditional RFS, but they also are running a very large program on the feedstock collection. And then they have this low carbon fuel standard in one of the states. So as a progressive, while of course energy now, US doesn't have a crisis with the energy security, but still they're running a very large programs on bioethanol for the reason that all technologies, all platforms are required and they will coexist. South America, which is Brazil, quite similar to India as far as the sugar-based countries are concerned from that angle. And they are, of course, increasing their blend rates. Their market is already 4 times to 5 times of what we have with the 55 crore liters of blending which takes place in India. And there, unlike India, the understanding of cellulosic ethanol, that's advanced biofuels, has taken place. Because in India, broadly, still the mind only goes to first generation molasses-based ethanol coming from the sugar factories, going into blending for transportation. But that understanding that cellulosic is the next frontier, which will actually easily suffice our existing requirements and even replace a large amount of imported fuel we use. So that's happening. Italy, of course, we had a speaker from there, has done some very good work. There is also little good work done by the smaller countries here in Southeast Asia. I have a detailed list. If anyone wants, I can share that offline. And then in India, the 4 big points which are of relevance is that A, which I said, we already have these pockets of feedstock available in Punjab, Haryana. UP has a lot. Gujarat has cotton stocks, which shows very good results in the hydrolysis process of conversion into ethanol. And then from the food versus fuel debate, I think in India we have never allowed that, using food crops to be converted into ethanol. But now there are crops, I mean molasses of course is a food because it goes into potable ethanol. That debate is on one side, but the need to relook at energy crops in intercropping patterns or in arid lands or maybe through smart agroforestry is an area where probably we need to work on together. India could become a trendsetter. We have been a laggard, to be honest, in most of the technologies, but this is, at least in this part of the region, I think we can be a trendsetter and a leader. And then it will, of course, improve the balance of payment. I mean, now the oil prices are down. The capital investment cycles for oil are longish, so we really cannot predict where oil would be. Wherever it is, we don't have it. So I think for us, it is very important to make our investments in the bioethanol segment. And the last one is on the right. The box on the right actually talks of the impacts, the benefits it will bring into the economy, which is, let's start with that, is about 2 million tons of the 2G ethanol, 5 billion investments for 20 plants. And 20 is a very small figure. I mean, I didn't want to put 100 there because then it would have sounded unrealistic. 20 is something which we can clearly imagine. Number of good jobs, by good I mean actually agrarian kind of jobs. So what our Honorable Prime Minister is today saying, that we need to focus, the Agriculture Ministry has been renamed. So I think the direct benefit going as monetization to the farmer rather than to fossil sources outside India is a very big benefit, a quantifiable benefit which we should look at. And then additional incomes and the offset of oil. On the left side of the box is the 4 big things where I think the work needs to be done even more. If it's an interplay of many ministries, lots of ministries have done good work. Ministry of Petroleum has done good work. Ministry of Environment, who's looking into the climate commitments, is probably looking at it as a sectoral target. Ministry of Road and Surface Transport, who are actually look about supporting flexi fuels in the vehicles, the end consumption actually, have done some work. And for MNRE to sort of support it, one is, to quickly wrap it up, the domestic takeoff guarantees to actually de-risk the first few investors, the first few plants, facilitate feedstock security. Some work is happening on the states. More needs to be done at a WAFRTing, maybe the bioenergy mission. De-risking, that is already covered. Ministry of Finance is looking at certain things to be done there. And overall conducive climate, which I think is happening through Make in India program. Thank you.